Testing. Testing. Okay. I am back online for my weekly indie game showcase. I have a bunch of new indie games to show you, and I'm very excited this week because we get to check one of my favourite genres, which is Souls-like. So, for those of you who don't know, about 2 years ago, I hated Dark Souls games. I hated them. I thought they were stupid. And then a little indie developer by the name of Tiny Build sent me a Souls-like called Hellgate. And it was a really fantastic game, and unfortunately it was like a gateway drug for me. It was like the entry point for me to get into Dark Souls games. So I went back and I played Dark Souls again, and Bloodborne, and then Sekiro. And Sekiro is probably one of my favourite games, my favourite Dark Souls games. And I've been looking for something that has the same sort of vibe as Sekiro, and yeah, this game is very much a Sekiro inspired game. Now, Homura Hime is obviously anime inspired, and it combines Dark Souls like combat with a bullet hell game, and they just go together perfectly. This is actually one of my most played games this year. It might be my game of the year. It's that good. And I wanted to thank the guys over at Evolve PR and Terminals.io. And they're a publishing company who I've been working with for quite a while. And recently they reached out to me to cover a few Souls-like games and a couple of city builders. And I asked them about this game because I've seen a few people playing it, and I'm always on the lookout for Souls games. So they very kindly sent me a key, and then unfortunately I found myself addicted to it. Now, I did want to say there is one issue with the game, which is more of just a bugbear of mine than a defect, and that's the game doesn't allow you to replay levels or chapters. You have to play the entire game in one go, which means that it makes it very hard for me to go back to a level and show you some of the game. Where I'm at right now is actually the end of the game. There's 5 acts to the game. I'm in Act 5. I'm right at the end. That's how much I've been playing this. It is very hard though, so rather than you watching me die hundreds of times, we're going to play the early section of the game. I wanted to kind of pick the second and the third chapter, but unfortunately the one problem with this game is you can't go back. And I really wish there, especially given the game has a scoring system, it would be nice to go back to the early levels and just test your skills again and see how much better you've gotten. But we're going to do that. We're going to go back to the beginning, and we are going to, as you can see, we're in chapter 4. I'm at the end of chapter 3, start of chapter 4, sorry. So there is 5 chapters of the game, and I'm at chapter 4, so second last chapter of the game. Yeah, the game is one of the most challenging ones I'll play. As you can see, my playtime's 8 hours, so which is not too bad given there's actually this is the 2 levels of difficulty in the game. Of course, I recommend if you played a Souls game, play Shrine Maiden. That's the one I'm playing right now. Observer is just too easy, unfortunately. I found the parry window and the enemy attacks just to be too forgiving, and I thought I'll try it out. But yeah, I immediately went over to Shrine Maiden. This is only for someone who hasn't played a Dark Souls game. If you've never played a Dark Souls game before, check this one out. But otherwise, Shrine Maiden's the way to go, and we're going to do that tonight.
地獄の豪華のように全てを破壊する大災悪を招き、世界の平和を破壊する妖魔を生み出す。妖魔が存在する場所では怪奇現象が多発し、不幸にも正気に汚染された人や生き物は欲望に支配された怪物に変化してしまう。残された平和を守り、世界の秩序を取り戻すため、祭司と祈祷を管理する神宮で鍛錬し、願いの力を有した巫女あやかしを払い重複し、世界を救う使命を帯びた巫女。その者たちはこう呼ばれた。あやかし払い。ホムラ姫。目が覚めましたか?
Now, I'm going to skip past some of the story because I recommend you actually check it out for yourself.
それでは始めましょう。初めてお会いしますね。新任のあやかし払いを補佐するために一緒にでは、規定に心配はいりません。
Now, one of the things I love about the game, and I wish more games did this, is that it's kept the original Japanese. I'm just going to change the sound a little bit. I thought I'd turn it down enough, but I'm just going to turn down the sound just a teensy-weensy bit so I can hear myself think. Because the battles can get quite loud. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, so we've got a bit of a test here. We're going to breeze through this. Now, the goal of the story, or the main arc of the story, is that we are an exorcist. We are responsible for hunting demons, or archdemons, and exorcising them. But one of the things I like about this story is it kind of plays with the concept of good and evil. A lot of the creatures that you're up against aren't just straight evil. They're some of them are quite sympathetic, and by the end of the story, at least the part of the story I'm up to, we're starting to question our orders. Why are we hunting these creatures down when some of them seem they may not be innocent, but they're certainly not deserving of being exorcised. Some of them beg for their lives. Some of them try and protect human beings. They're not all just cardboard cutout bad guys. And Homura Hime, or Homura, is, at least in the part of the game I'm at now, is starting to question whether she's on the right side. And the problem with a lot of anime games are that they're very, very misleading, or well, not misleading, but confusing. The stories can become quite convoluted, and often I just ignore the story because it's just too hard to follow. But this story is actually really, really good, and the characters are quite likable as well. The main character is pretty flawed, and most of the cast of characters are all kind of morally ambiguous in some way. So you don't know whether to trust people. You can meet some of the demons along the way, and they're not all bad. Some of them will help you. Some of the other exorcists will turn on you and try and attack you. So it's really an interesting story. Now, all of this is nice and all, but you're probably asking about the combat, and for me, I think that's what this game really nails. Now, you're gonna want a controller. You can use keyboard and mouse, but of course I'm using my trusty PlayStation controller, and that is definitely the way you want to play this game. It requires split-second reflexes, and you definitely don't want to be trying to use a mouse and keyboard. You can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, I'm trying all my fancy combos, the ones I've earned later in the game, but I just remembered I don't have them anymore. Yeah, I have some really fancy combos that let me like fling enemies around, and I can use energy attacks and a bunch of cool stuff, but going back to not having all of those can be a bit of a pain. So here we got the parry system in this game, and this has one of the best parry systems ever. I reckon the developer has taken direct inspiration from Sekiro, because the game definitely has a Sekiro sort of feel. Okay. So if you get the parry right, you'll hear that clanging sound, and parrying is very important because it is the only way you can restore your health. So you need to learn how to parry. Now the parry window is pretty forgiving, and in some cases a successful parry is the only way to kill an enemy. You have to stun them, to distract them, so you better get damn good at parrying. So I'm not too bad at it now. Now we get to test out some of the bullet hell areas of the game. So let's I'm going to show you that. Enemies who have these energy shields, we can use an energy attack. Ow, damn. Getting careless. Now, unfortunately, our training has come to an end, and we have to do the real thing. It's boogaloo time. Nice try, bruz. Oh, damn, I got my timing off on that parry. There we go. And you can see with that perfect parry, we were able to stun him. Some attacks, of course, can't be parried, so you need to figure out which ones you can and you can't. There we go. Not my best work, but I hate these guys. These enemies can only be parried. You have to kill them with a parry. There we go. Oh damn, that was absolutely horrendous. Shameful display. Now what I was supposed to do was parry all of his attacks. Now, the other thing in the game I'm not a fan of is, obviously, I don't know what my score is like. Obviously, it wasn't great because I did take some damage. I don't know why they've got these Japanese symbols instead of the English equivalents, because the rest of the game is in English, and I have no idea what that ranking is. I'm assuming it's like a A or a B rank given the colour, but... The High Priestess has sent us reinforcements. Now, I am skipping past the story because I do recommend that you try this out for yourself. Anyone who's playing, anyone who's into Dark Souls or Souls-like is going to be right into this. Okay, we're now an official exorcist. So we've now got our partner, and we're ready to take on our first mission.
あなたの求める道ですか。たとえ何も意味がなかったとしてもですか。
すべての過ちを正す。
The artwork in this game is absolutely breathtaking too.
私は必ず道を見つける。待っていてほしい。
This is seriously one of the best games I've ever played. So this is the hub world, and here we can use all of our currency to buy new items, new spells. There's a mix of different combos and skills you can buy, as well as ranged attacks. So there's three main areas you want to spend money on. You can also buy passive upgrades that increase your health and your mana. Now, the Torii Gate is where we'll be heading to our next mission. I know I'm skipping over a lot of this, but I want to really show you the game. It is a bit wordy, but in terms of anime games, it actually is pretty light on exposition. It gets you into the action pretty quick, which I like. Like, the problem with a lot of anime style games is reams and reams of text. And while this game is a little bit wordy, it actually keeps most of the cinemas pretty brief. And you get into the action. You can see, like, we were into the action 5 minutes into the game. Now, what I'm after is a very specific skill. Yes, we want to shop. There's one item I really want to buy, which is 1,000 cuts. This one. Oh, I can't yet. Okay, that's right. I need some more skills. That's okay. Now, the controls in this game are absolutely on point. It's probably one of the tightest games I've ever played. In terms of a Souls-like, even though it's not technically one, it plays very similar to Sekiro. Now these are various souls we'll find, people in the afterlife, and if you help them, they'll give you bonuses, they'll give you items, and in some cases, that soul there can give me some really nice charms that will increase my life by a huge degree. So it is definitely worth exploring. And each of the worlds are, they're not massive, but the average mission's going to take you at least a couple of hours to get through. And that's not including the time it'll take to take out the boss. Let's go. Now this is where things get interesting, because this first boss is pretty tough. And it took me a good 2 hours to... This is kind of where you learn to parry once you fight the bosses, because there's really no other way to beat them. Most of their attacks, they can't be dodged. You've got to parry them.
まるで隠されたようになります。断りの制約があるので、普通は短時間で大量に発生しません。しかし足立野では半年だけで100人ほどの行方不明者が出ています。神宮は一連の怪奇現象を異常とみなし、妖魔が原因である可能性が高いと考えています。そのため今まで多くの技師を派遣しましたが、なんと全員連絡がつかなくなりました。今回の任務の目標はこの怪奇現象の調査と行方不明者の捜索協力です。もちろん調査中に妖魔を発見した場合は即座に払ってください。
了解。早速調査を始めよう。
ちょっと待ってください。今回の任務のため、同式神っていざという時に道を示す。
Again, I am skipping past a lot of this, but I recommend you go and check this out. I mean, if you're a fan of Dark Souls games, you're going to be right into this. Now, each of the levels, it's not a huge open world, but there are a number of hidden items and goodies you can find, so it's often a good idea just to have a bit of a look and take your time. There's also some challenges you can find that if you complete them, you'll get some really nice bonuses. Not essential, but it makes the game a lot easier. Nice try, bro. Now, I could parry those, but I'm just going to... Much easier to dodge. Look at that. No damage. So there is ways to heal outside of battle, but whenever you're in any sort of boss battle or battle with a major enemy, the healing pellets are gathered by parrying enemies, or outside of battle, if you can survive, you'll find them in pots and crates around. But for a large part, it's really important to learn to parry in this game. One of the reasons why I like the combat system is that it encourages you to parry. You want to get good at it. Oh, there we go. So those senbeis are the things that we trade in order to purchase new skills. So that's why I couldn't purchase that skill earlier. I didn't have any of those. When we get to the next vendor, I'll be able to buy a new skill. And we can get these flowers to give to the lost spirits, and they will give us charms and items that'll help us. Okay, here we go. Nice try, bro. My parry game's tight, son. Oh, come on, I blocked that. There we go. I did take a couple of hits, though. Not my finest work. Yeah, so these are the ones you want to be aware of. Usually, it's a bit of a weird choice in this game that yellow attacks are the undodgeable ones, because in every other Souls-like it's the red attacks. But apart from that, I'm just going to see if I can drop the sound a bit, because it's still quite loud. It's alright when I'm just sitting here and playing it by myself, but when I'm on stream... There we go. Perfect. Nice try, bro. Now you can see his poise bar at the top. We actually just beat him from straight fighting and didn't break his poise. A lot of the tougher enemies in the game are actually invincible unless you break their poise. Now you may notice that some of the demons aren't exactly hostile, and where at the start of the game you're just basically fighting them because you've been told that they're evil. But as you go, if you kind of keep an eye on the demons' discussions and how they interact with each other, some of them aren't necessarily. It's not as cut and dry as them just being evil beings. Okay, we'll get some flowers. Grab all these. I've got full health anyway. I think for me the main thing is it's the controls in this game, and the combat's so on point, so tight. I really want to show you the boss in this game, because the first boss battle I was like, oh my god, I can't beat this guy, he's too tough. And then I locked in, and once I kind of figured out the parry system with the color codes, because what really threw me is that yellow attacks are the ones that you can't dodge and red attacks are the ones that you can. And because it's reversed from virtually every other Souls-like game, I had to rewire my brain. I'm just checking the chat. It's a pretty quiet night tonight. But that's okay. It's probably a good thing, because I find that when I play Dark Souls games or Souls-like, so I can't really watch the chat, I hyper-focus. And then sometimes people will be giving me tips or making comments, and then because I'm so laser focused on the game that it's one of the things that, you know, I love video games, but I have this problem where if I play a game that I really like, my entire focus just goes straight into it, and I'm, you know, to the detriment of everything else. Now, I would love to play through the whole game, or at least the first 3 or 4 chapters, but given how big these worlds are, probably only going to have time for the first chapter. But the beauty of this is that we can always come back and do another stream at some point in the future, because I've got some other games I'm planning on playing, some other Souls-like games, but I really have started to lock in on playing these. I'll find that the better I get at these games, the more I'm enjoying them. You know, when I first started playing Dark Souls, I was very self-conscious about my skill or lack of it. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of god at these games now, but I like to think I'm competent enough where I don't be too self-conscious about how good or bad I am. I mean, I'm okay. I'm above average. Oh, damn it. Oh, nearly messed that up. Off the edge with you, son. We can't rescue these guys. We can only rescue them once we kill all of the demons. Nice try, buddy. Oh, you survived. Okay, these are the head demons that we have to catch. So these little Kushinada heads that we have to collect, and they're basically time trials. Nice try, buddy. We're going to catch him. Now these challenges are pretty tough. And obviously the faster we do this, the better it's going to be. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm gonna do this in one try. Let's go. Not too bad. You don't want to know how many times it took me the first time I did that. It's a bit dark. We're collecting these spiritual beings and selling them into slavery. I mean, I think we're the good guy. Although where I am in the game right now, it's starting to be a little bit less ambiguous. We're good-ish. We're kind of good. Okay, we've got to get all these flowers, or as many as we can. Oh, he's hiding in the bushes. I thought I could see someone in there, and I was like, it's my imagination. Nice try, bro. The edge with you. Okay. We're getting close to the first boss of the game. I don't know if I'll beat him in one try, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, these are the primary way in which we get health, and we've got 1,000 health, which sounds like a lot, but when bosses hit you, they can kill you in 2 or 3 hits, so 1,000 health kind of doesn't translate to a whole lot. Oh, I just got a achievement for getting through a demon realm without taking any damage. Any fall damage. Nice.
早速一体見つけてくれたんですね。それはもうひどかったんです。大丈夫。この技を使うと素早く敵に接近でき、戦闘で活用してくださいね。わかった。ありがとう。
That's good trade.
ところで、この屋敷にいなくなった式神を探しに来たのです。何か変わったことは見つかりましたか？そうですね。屋敷の出入り口はすべて式神を見つければ結界を了解。やっぱりこの空間は何かおかしい。
Yeah, these levels are quite big, so I'm trying to rush through a lot of the dialogue, because honestly, if you are going to play this game, I recommend you experience the story for yourself, and I want to show you, what the game is like to give you a bit of an indication on whether you want to try this out for yourself. Whoa, hey, that was. There we go. Much better. Okay, we can break that barrier down in a minute. I'm just going to grab all these goodies first. The more money we get, the more skills we can buy between levels. And honestly, some of the high level skills, like the ones that allow you to bind enemies with chains, and ones that allow you to dash forward or backward with an attack, are absolute must-haves against the bosses later in the game. Because this, even now, this looks easy, but the difficulty ramps up very quick. I'm skipping past this, but I want to get through this first act so I can show you the boss. Okay, let's oh, where'd that guy go? No. You ain't going nowhere, son. Give me the loot. Okay, where was I? Can I get this open? Yeah, it pays to look around, because some of these skills are super useful. There's one, as I said earlier, a binding skill. Any of the skills that bind or immobilize enemies is something you want to get as a matter of a priority. Oh, look at that. Didn't even scratch me, son. 0 damage, baby. I've definitely gotten a lot better at this game since I played it last. Okay, let's see if we can break this barrier. Give me the loot. I'm not going to follow that Shikigami, because there's some other goodies I can get first. Okay, I think I've gotten everything I can get.
助けた方がいい。
いや、ここは式神ちゃんならきっとできるはずです。
頑張って。開いた。
封印が解けました。それじゃあたっぷり。そうですね。
I've got the hang of most of the parries in this game now. When you hear that clang, you know you've gotten the parry down perfect. You can see I was a bit off with that last one. The parry window's not too bad. It's pretty forgiving. And I found at the start I would spam parry, but as I've gotten better at the game, now I can get the parry timing down perfect. You don't have a whole lot of time to get the parry right too. You can see I missed that second strike. And then this one's a bit harder. We have to get parry in a perfect order. We must get a series of parries down right, and if we don't get them perfect, we're gonna lose a ton of health. So lock in. Let's go. Finisher. Get that up, you son. I did take a hit. Just one, though. That's not too bad.
大丈夫。
I haven't died yet. I'm doing quite well. I mean, I would prefer a perfect run, but I'm not that good yet. This game very heavily punishes mistakes. We're not going out there yet. I'm going to gather everything I can. That's one thing in the game I recommend. There's no reason to hurry. Don't always just go to the next objective. Look around, see if you can find other ways, other areas you can explore, because a lot of the levels are quite big, and there's some hidden areas behind walls. The challenges, the combat challenges, are actually, if you can complete them, you get a ton of money. You can see we're up to about 30,000 gold, or well, money units, whatever this game's version of money is. Now I can get on out of here. Ooh, I want to buy something off there.
好きな商品。
Combo. Yeah, this is the one that I want. One of my most used combos. Skills. I am going to go with 1,000 cuts. No, Spark Rush. Okay, so what that means is now if I do this, that is a very powerful combo, one I use all the time. And now if I go to skills, I should be able to equip a new skill, Spark Rush. Okay, how am I going to get across there? How am I going to cross there? Yeah, that won't work. There's no jump points. Ah, here we go. Silly me. Okay, we should be able to top off our health here. Because I reckon the first boss is just around the corner. Okay, yeah, not yet. Okay. This is a mini boss. They're pretty easy to kill. Oh yeah, this new combo's working out great. Nice try, bro. Okay, one down. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. If he hadn't have interrupted me, I would have killed him with that combo. Beautiful. I did take a few hits though. Not too bad though. My combat skills have definitely improved. We are tearing through this level. But the real test is going to be the boss. Okay, anything we may have missed? No. Yeah, I really love this game. The way the combat works, the enemies, the skills, the parry system as well. It really rewards players that are willing to learn the combat, to figure out how to parry effectively, and to figure out enemy patterns. It's definitely. I didn't think I'd find myself making, you know, a comparison to something like Sekiro, but this game's very, very Sekiro-like in the best possible way. I'm always looking for good Dark Souls games, and I don't think this is technically meets the Dark Souls. I mean, I don't know if I'd call this game a Souls-like, although, yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, the combat system's very, very Dark Souls. Dark Souls bullet hell, basically. Okay, one of you got some blazing thrust. Oh yes, I definitely want that. There we go. That's that. So that new combo is really easy to pull off. It's fast. It's very damaging, and it doesn't have like my basic combo. This one that I use all the time. It has a big setup, so enemies can interrupt it, and it's one of those ones situational. But the thing about using combos in the game, all the best combos are ones that are heavy combos, do the most damage, but if you can set it up right, you can lay waste to an enemy or a boss. It's all about timing this game. Okay, here we go. I really wish this game had let me go back and play any chapter I wanted, because I wanted, while the first chapter is really good, it's actually the third chapter that is probably my favourite. It takes place in this giant stone temple, and the boss of that is like an evil, I probably shouldn't tell you this because it's giving it away, but basically an evil version of me, basically. And it's a really difficult battle because you have to figure out how to combat your own skills. Let's see how much better I've gotten. Oh, nice one. Oh yeah. We're repping into her. Hasn't even hit me yet, I don't think. Oh, she did, yeah. Grace me. Oh yeah, she's nearly dead. We're bodying her. Those yellow attacks are unblockable. Oh no, I parried that. I parried that major attack. Oh, I've gotten a hell of a lot better. He says and then gets smacked in the face, but... Phase 2, baby. I thought that was the end of the fight, but no. We get to phase 2. I actually took a bit of damage at the end there, so this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I can beat this boss without taking a death in the face, but we are going to try. Oh, nice dodge. Oh, was that perfect? That was perfect, son. Let's go. Let's go. Can't hit me. Can't hit me, son. Get some. Yeah, I'm dabbing on him. And this is where things get interesting. Oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to dodge that one. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Oh yes, finishing move. Oh damn it, I was 1 second off for that combo. That had landed. I'm nearly dead though. Got me. I'm dead. Damn it. We're doing this again, son. I nearly had him. He's nearly dead. I was hoping to do it in one continuous run, but I'm not that good yet. I'm definitely a lot better. This took me probably about, I'd say at least a dozen tries to pull it off. And I haven't managed to beat this boss in one continuous run. I was hoping to pull it out this time, but wishful thinking. Okay, I'm definitely doing a lot better now. I don't even think he's hit me yet. Oh. Now you notice I got a bit of my health back because I've been parrying all of his attacks. It's not a whole lot of health you get back, but it's if you can do it consistently. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh, how was it? I don't know how to dodge that attack. I can never get it. Yes! Get that up, ya! Oh, miracle! I don't know how I did that. Take it. He's nearly dead. Let's go! Let's go! Can't catch me. Okay, now I just have to dodge him and... Oh. I can't, I'm not watching the chat now, I've just got it. I'm nearly dead. Yes! I think I've done it, I think I've done it. Damn it. I can't. I just got to concentrate now. I can't watch the chat. That's no one's in the chat, so it's okay. It's probably good for a game like this, because it's not really good when there's a bunch of people watching. I prefer to do this by myself when there's nobody watching. There we go, now. I don't think I can hurt her. I've got to wait for the parry.
絶対諦めない。失う痛みなんて知らないくせに許さない。わずかな希望すら奪う。全ての
There we
力
go.
を使い果たしても、この身が砕け散ったとしても、守りたいものがあるんだ。
Let's go!
急ぎ払う刃。
Boomski! Unfortunately, that was a lot of damage taken. Not my best work, but still, I mean, in 3 tries, that wasn't too bad.
僕は一体リナ、ユナ、どこ。すでに払ったわ。なぜ人を傷つけた。僕はお姉ちゃんを見つけたいだけ。
Again, like a lot of the demons you fight, they got their own motivation. They're not cardboard cutout bad guys.
人たちは神隠しなんて知らないし、なんで骸骨が増えてるのかもわかんないよ。僕は
I feel like I need a beer after that one, but I've only got coffee.
これ以上の情報は聞き出せそうに汚染されて妖怪になってしまった人以外元凶となった妖魔さえ払えば。
だといいけど。
What an absolute ride, though. That was an amazing boss battle. The boss battles in this game are next level. It's probably one of the best Souls-like games I've played this year. Absolutely.
お姉ちゃんを見つけてないのに、僕はまだ死ねないんだ。
先ほどの戦いで分かったと思います。
実は今すぐ払うべき非常に危険なようまで。
Oops. Just casually cut down a kid.
約束の場所で待ってるって言ったのに。お姉ちゃん、お願い連れてって。一人にしないでよ。
Oops. Hold up. I'll just one sec. I fat fingered the volume. My bad.
終わった。
I feel like that was a little bit extreme. A kid's just sitting there helpless. We just cut him up with the sword. And then after you defeat each boss, you get this little vignette of what caused them to turn into a demon, and some of them are just heartbreaking. You know, they're innocent people that through horrible circumstances have ended up in this hopeless situation, and I think that's kind of why I like this game. It's not cut and dry, you know. Sometimes you just like a game where you just, you know, killing bad guys, but honestly I prefer games that have a bit of a nuanced story. And to be honest, a lot of anime games, as I said, they're very wordy. They've, you know, huge exposition to the point where I just kind of skip past it. This is one of the games that I didn't do it. I actually paid a bit of attention to the story, mainly because the main character cast, they're likable. And I would show you one of the later chapters, but as I said, you can't go back and replay chapters. So what I might do is I will keep this save slot separate, and then when we do a follow-up stream, we can pick up where we left off. Because I definitely got to do a part 2. Alright, let's head back. That's the first boss in the game. Well, the second boss. We did the intro and this chapter, so...
ただいま。おかえりなさい、羽村姫。何か変わったことが。この特殊な気配。何か。妖魔の霊魂核のこと。
そうでした。何か特別。
強大な妖魔の霊魂核は。とはいえ、触れることの危険性は。特に考えずに持ってきちゃった。
羽村姫まで。
まあ、ありがとう。
さすが櫛灘さん。
お二人は先に休んで、後で素晴らしい薬草採集地に。
Okay, she's gonna get us some special herbs. Again, I mean, I think that's a lot better score than I got last time. But because it's in Japanese, I have no idea. Like, I know it's better, but I can't tell by how much. I don't have a point of reference. So that is the first major mission of Homura Hime. There are 4 more. And as I said, I'm on mission 4 right now out of 5. So I haven't finished the game yet. But I wanted to show you the. Well, I want to go back and test myself and see how much better I've gotten. I'm a bit disappointed I didn't do a little bit better, but I mean, I've definitely gotten more skilled at the game for sure. We took that boss out. I wouldn't say easily, but definitely in a lot less attempts than the first time I tried it. I guess my final thoughts on this game, I've already said how much I like it. I've been glazing it the whole time, but who is this game going to appeal to? It's going to appeal to fans of games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro. If you're into those games, much like I am, or you like bullet hell games and you're looking for something a bit different, this is a natural choice. For me, it's probably one of the best games I've played this year, so absolutely loved it. We're going to have to do a part 2. And I'll show you the next act of the game then. But we've got some other games, some other Souls-like, some other bullet hell games I wanted to show you tonight. A very big thank you to the guys over at Terminals at Evolve PR. They've given me some great games this year, so I'm already having a look at a couple more. So hopefully I can bring you more from Terminals. We'll see how we go. But yeah, we're going to have to move on to the next game. And if you want to see more, let me know. Hit me up. It's been a bit of a quiet night tonight, but I'm sure we'll get more people on later on. And we're going to check out some more games.